Hello everyone. So in this video we will be solving a new problem which is city with the smallest number of neighbors at the threshold distance. It's a medium level problem and it's a good problem I'll say based on graph. And this video will cover also a Floyd Warshall algorithm. So let's see the problem statement. Problem is saying that there are n cities labeled from 0 to n minus 1 and m edges connecting them. So given the array edge where edge of I is denoting from I to I and weight of that particular edge, which represents a bidirectional. It is a undirected graph and a weighted edge between the cities from and to, and the given integer distance threshold, the minimum distance threshold. You need to find out a city with the smallest number of cities that are reachable through the some path and whose distance at most the threshold distance. Okay, if there are multiple such cities, our answer will be the city with the greatest level. Okay, so note is the distance of the path connecting city to I to j is equal to the sum of the edges weights along the paths. Okay, so let's see the example. If we have given this edge and 4 cross 4 n equals to 4, m equals to 4. So edges are 0, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1, 1, 3, 4, and 2, 3, 1. And the minimum threshold, distance threshold is 4. So the distance will be like minimum, like should be less than 4. So our distance should be less than 4. So like this is the graph. 1 is connected to 0 and 0 is also connected to 1 and the weight of this edge is 3, and also you can see 1 is connected to 2, 2 is also connected to 1, and the weight of this is 1. So as you can see here, if we take the city 0, if we take the city 0, so city 0 से 1 जाने के लिए मिनिमम वेट कितना है 3. उसी तरह से सिटी 1 0 से 2 जाने के लिए मिनिमम वेट कितना होगा, यहाँ से ऐसे जाएंगे 3 + 1 4 हो सकता है. सो इस तरह से हम ग्राफ बनाएंगे. सो लेट्स सी द डायरेक्ट approach part for this. So approach is very simple. Like what we will do is, if we take the zero, the these are representing the cities like 0, 1, 2, 3. These are all representing the cities, and the distance is 4. This is the threshold distance. So our distance should be less than the threshold distance. So if we take 0, so 0 से 1 जाने के लिए, 0 से 0 जाने के लिए तो मिनिमम डिस्टेंस कितनी होगी, 0 ही होगी क्योंकि मैं 0 पे ही हूँ. ठीक है, तो उसके लिए मैं कैंसिल कर दे रहा हूँ उसको. सो 0 पे 0 जाने के लिए देयर विल बी द 0 डिस्टेंस. सो 0 से 1 जाने के लिए इफ वी आर एट द 0 एंड आई वांट टू गो टू वन सिटी, लाइक 1 इज डिनोटिंग द सिटी. सो 0 से 1 जाने के लिए मिनिमम वेटेज कितना रहेगा 3. 0 से 2 जाने के लिए, 0 से 2 जाने के लिए 3 + 1 4, and 0 से 3 जाने के लिए the minimum weightage will be like 3 + 1 + 4, 3 + 1 + 1, that is 5. So our required distance is like that. Our threshold distance is 4, so our distance should be less than 4. So 3 is less than 4 and 4 is less than 4. So these two are the valid distances. So I will take these two distances and our cities will be like 2. And now I will take 1, एंड 1 से 0 जाने के लिए, 1 से 1 जाने के लिए पहली बार 1 से 1 जाने के लिए कोई डिस्टेंस नहीं होगी. दैट्स व्हाई आई एम क्रॉसिंग इट. ओके, सो 1 से 0 जाने के लिए, 1 से 0 जाने के लिए दैट इज द अनडायरेक्टेड ग्राफ. सो 0 से 1 एंड 1 से 0 सेम डिस्टेंस होगी. सो 3. 1 से 2 जाने के लिए डिस्टेंस इज 1, 1 से 3 जाने के लिए डिस्टेंस इज 4 डायरेक्टली. और मिनिमम, बट वी हैव टू टेक द मिनिमम डिस्टेंस. सो 1 से 3 जाऊंगा तो एक तो डायरेक्ट पाथ ही है 4, and another path is like 1 + 1. If we go from 1 to 2, then 2 to 3, so 1 + 1 2. So I have to take the minimum weightage path. So minimum weightage path will be 2. So now I'll check like which distance is less than 4, because the threshold distance is 4. So our distances should be like less than 4. So 1 and these three are distances are less than 4, which I have marked as in circle. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Three distances are less than 4. Now we will check again. If I am at the second index, like the second city. Now I'll check like if I want to go from 2 to 0, the minimum weightage will be like 4, and minimum weightage like 2 to 0. So 1 + 3, that will be 4. So 4, then again we'll create 1, then this 2 to 2 जाने के लिए minimum distance कितनी होगी 0, so I will mark it as cross, and 2 से 3 जाने के लिए minimum distance is 1, so 4 is less than equals to 4, 1 is less than equals to 4, which is the threshold distance. So 1 is less than equals to 4, so these three distances are valid distances. So as same as we will do this. Now what I will do, I will check the cities which is the less than 4, which is the threshold distance. So now the cities will be like 2 3 3 2. So minimum is 2. So minimum is 2 in this array, like 2 3 3 2. So now I'll check like corresponding cities which is maximum, like minimum is equal to 2, and the corresponding city covered should be maximum, like 3, because this city is covering zeroth city, and this city is covering three cities, like, so the maximum is 3, so that's why we will take 3. So shortest distance between all pairs. So what in this whole scenario, what we are doing is we are finding the shortest distance, shortest path between one city to and another city. So finding out the shortest path, we use Floyd Marshall technique. So Floyd Marshall technique will cover like the time complexity of Floyd Marshall technique is big of NQ, and that is also a good one, I can say, like floor marathon is perfect to finding out the minimum distances, shortest distance path. So let's try this shortest distance path, short Floyd Master technique. So for trying out the Floyd, सो फॉर फ्लोर मैथ्स टेक्निक हम क्या करेंगे, सबसे पहले है ना सारी डिस्टेंस को इन्फिनिटी से इंटरमैक्स से डिनोट कर देंगे, देन व्हाट आई विल डू, आई विल चेक द डिस्टेंसेस एंड विच डिस्टेंस इज मीडियम, देन आई विल कन्वर्ट दैट डिस्टेंस टू मीडियम डिस्टेंस, लाइक 0 to 1, 1 to 2, this is my edge, like graph. So now I'll check, like I will take this one, let's see this. So I will take this one, zeroth node, and now I'll check, like if I want to go from 0 to 1. So using this pivot is now 0, and now I want to go from 0 to 1 using this pivot. So I have to go from 0 to 0, then sorry, I want to go 0 to 1, like I can say 0 to 0 जाने के लिए तो 0 डिस्टेंस है, ठीक है. So 1 to 3, I want to go from 1 to 3, like 102. Yeah. So if I want to go from 1 to 2 using this pivot 0, so I have to go from firstly 1 to 0, then 0 to 2. So I will check like distance of 1 to 0 plus distance of 0 to 2 should be less than distance of 1 to 2, which is distance of 1 to 0 is 3, like you can see 1 to 0 is 3, distance of 0 to 2, 0 to 2, 0 to 2, which is infinity. So something plus infinity should be less than something, which is the invalid condition. So I will not take this condition. Now I will check 1 to 3. If I want to go from 1 to 3 using this pivot, which is 0, so 1 to 3 जो जाने के लिए 0 का यूज करना है. So distance of 1 to 0 plus 0 to 3 should be less than distance of 1 to 0. So 3 plus infinity, distance of 0 to 3 is infinity, which is less than something. So this is a invalid condition. So I will not take this. As same as I will do this condition. Now what I will do, I will take this as a pivot, 1 as a pivot. So I'll go from 0 to 2. I want to go from 0 to 2 using this pivot. So 0 से 1, 1 से 0. So I will check like distance of 0 to 1 plus distance of 1 to 2 should be less than distance of 0 to 2. So distance of 0 to 1 कितना है, 3 है. Distance of 1 to 2 कितना है, 1 है, और that is less than distance of 0 to 2, which is infinity. So that is the perfect condition. 4 is less than infinity, that is a true condition. So now what I will do, I have a distance that is less than my current distance, like current distance is infinity. So I have a new distance that is less than the current distance. So I'll change this distance, like now I'll change it as 4. So now this will be changed as 4. As same as now I have to go from 0 to 3 using this pivot. So I have to go from 0 to 1, then 1 to 3. So distance of 0 to 1, then plus distance of 1 to 3 should be less than distance of 0 to 3. So if I will put the values, so 3 plus 4 less than infinity, which is a true condition. So this is the 7. Now I have a distance which is less than my current distance. So I'll change that to 7. Now as same as I will change these two distances also. So if I want to go from 2 to 0, so I have to go from 2 to 1, then 1 to 0. So distance of 2 to 1, then distance of plus distance of 1 to 0 should be less than distance of 2 to 1. So if I will do this now, I'll change like this infinity will change to 4, and this infinity will change to 7. So as on I will do this. If I will take the node 2 as same as, and then I will take node 3. So finally I will get this one. This is my final matrix, this one. So these are some indexes. This is my final matrix. 0 to 0 3 4 5 3012 4101 5210. So now I will check like which distances are less than or equal to my uh, threshold distance. So 3 is less than equal to 4, 4 is less than equal to 4 because the threshold distance was 4, as you can see here. So threshold distance was 4. So now I'll check like the count of the distances which are less than equal to 4. So this is less than equal to 4, this is less than equal to 4. So 1 plus 1, 2. 2 is a 2, 2 will be the count of for this. Now I'll check for this. So I'll get 3. Now I'll check for this, I will get 3. Now I'll check for this, I will get 3. So this was the Floyd Warshall technique, which is taking time complexity of big of n cube. So let's see the code for this. So coding part is very simple. What I will do, I will initializing the distance matrix, and सभी डिस्टेंस को पहले क्या कर देंगे, सबको इंट मैक्स कर देंगे. मैंने किया भी था यहाँ पे सबको इनिशियली. आई विल मार्क ऑल द डिस्टेंसेस एज इंफिनिटी. सो इंट मैक्स को एक 2D डिस्टेंस मैट्रिक्स बनाया, वो वेक्टर मैट्रिक्स बोल सकते हैं, मैट्रिक्स बनाया, और सभी एजेस सेल्स को इंट मैक्स से मार्क कर दिया. नाउ I have to create the initial distances based on the edges. So it is a undirected graph. So 1 to 0 or 0 to 1, the weight should be equal. So distance of b of 0, b of 1 b 0 से 1 के लिए वेट जो होगा वो भी सेम होगा b of 2 के इक्वल, और 1 से 0 के लिए भी जो वेट होगा वो भी b of 2 के इक्वल होगा. ठीक है. नाउ आई विल अप्लाई अ Floyd Warshall technique, which is big of n cube. So I will apply three loops, which is k equals to 0 to k less than n, k plus plus. This is showing the pivot element. Like I'll write here pivot, which I have marked as circle, like as you can see here. So initially I have taken this 0 as a pivot. Now I have taken 1 as a pivot. So it k is showing this pivot. Now I'll apply for loop for I equals to 0 to less than n and j equals to 0 to less than n. And I have told you about this. If I want to go from 0 to 2, here 0 is I and 2 is j, and I want to go from 0 to 2. So this k is the pivot, this 1 is the pivot. So I have to go from 0 to 1, then 1 to 2. So it is like I to k, then k to j. So as same as distance of I of k, distance of I of k, that is should not equal to int max, and also this should not equal to int max, and distance of, yeah, and this distance is less than equal to I of j, like I to k, then k to j. That should distance should be less than equal to, less than, sorry, equal to, no, less than distance of I to j. If this condition holds, then in that case what I will do, I will change my distance, because this will give me the minimum distance, or minimum distance ही मेरे को चाहिए. That's why we are using the Floyd Warshall technique. So now I'll change the distances, like distance of I of j equals to distance of I of k plus distance of k of j, if this condition holds. And why I have written like this, in this should not equal to int max, because if I will add these distances, like distance of I of k into, if this is int max, distance of I of k, if this is int max and this is also int max, so int max plus int max, that will be the overflow, that will not give me an answer, that will all overflow. So that's why I have written like this कि ये इंटरमैक्स से इक्वल नहीं होना चाहिए और ये भी इंटरमैक्स से इक्वल नहीं होना चाहिए. That's why then we will use this condition, distance of I of k plus distance of k of j, that should be less than I of j. If this condition holds, then I will change my distance. Now what I will do, I will initialize a city as n value like something value -1 and the minimum city count equals to n. That that is I am doing like this this matrix because I have created this matrix till now using the Floyd Warshall or big of n cube technique. Now I will initialize some variables like city equals to -1, which is the random number, and int minimum city count equals to initially it is equals to n. Now what I'll do, I apply a loop and I'll check like int reachable count equals to 0 initially and I to j 1 to 0, 0 to 1 if like this. So I should not equals to j. Why I have written like this? I should not equals to j. If I equals to j, that is showing my direct diagonal elements. So diagonal elements तो 0 हो ही गई पक्का बात है क्योंकि 0 से 0 जाने के लिए मिनिमम डिस्टेंस क्या होगी 0, 1 से 1 जाने के लिए मिनिमम डिस्टेंस क्या होगी 1. सो उसको तो मेरे को देख रही नहीं है ठीक है. सो आई शुड नॉट इक्वल टू जे एंड डिस्टेंस ऑफ आई ऑफ जे should less than equals to distance of threshold. This condition should also holds because if I want to increase the count, I will check like this my distances are less than equals to threshold distances. If this condition holds, then I will increase our count. So this is same like this. If distance of I of j should less than equals to distance of threshold, then in that condition I will increase this reachable count plus plus. And now after this loop, after this small loop, I will check like if a reachable count is less than equals to minimum city count. In that condition, I will convert it to minimum city count equals to reachable count and 50 equals to I. And finally, I will return that 50. So that was the code. If I run this code and see if this will work or not, it is okay, perfect. Let's submit this code. So as you can see here, it is okay, perfect. So in this code, what I have done is I have marked all the distances initially as int max. Now I'll check like by this loop I'm using like 0 to 1 and 1 to 0. See, it's a undirected graph. That's why we are using the same bait for this 0 to 1, then 1 to 0. We will use the same bait. And now I've used the three loops, Floyd Warshall technique. Like I'll check like distance of I of k. These distances should not equal to int max, and if this condition holds, like distance of I of k plus distance of k of j should less than distance of I of j. If this condition holds, then in that case I will change my distance. And after this, if I have created my like matrix, this matrix, now I'll check like which distances are less than equals to my threshold distances. In that case, I will increase my count, and finally I will check like corresponding number for this. So this was the code. If you find this helpful, then please like, share, and subscribe.